Target's DEI drama just got messier, and now investors want their money back. Who knew that DEI might have a negative impact on shareholders' equity? Who knew that those DEI policies might actually have a drain on earnings? I mean, yeah, just about everybody. Let's get into it. Here we go. So before we jump into the lawsuit, let's watch this quick video. We've got activists now saying, boycott Target, boycott Target. They're rolling back DEI. Target cannot win. Target is getting absolutely shellacked because of their whole DEI thing. That whole little, here's how you put your little member in the tiny little child's bathing suit and tuck it away. Yeah. Got in trouble for that, right? Just like, what are you doing? Let's watch this video.
Target continues to take some heat following their decision to roll back on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. The decision has some asking people to boycott the Minneapolis-based retailer. Our Jason Rantala joins us now live from Target headquarters with more. Jason.
So ridiculous.
Shayla, well, this event started just about an hour ago. It's hosted by Black Lives Matter Minnesota.
Oh. Domestic terrorist organization, Black Lives Matter Minnesota. They are saying to boycott Target because Target is basically looking at their DEI going, I don't think we want this. We've had a massive, massive boycott against us because of these policies. So they're literally stuck in the crosshairs, right? But this is what a domestic terrorist organization does. They just try and really roil things up, not really based on a lot of common sense.
Activists say they believe Target made this decision to roll back DEI initiatives due to pressure from the Trump White House. Now, let's go back to last week where Target announced that they're rolling back these DEI initiatives.
It's not the White House. It's the market. It is investors. It is shareholders. It's not Trump, but Trump is an easy target. Oh, get Orange Man bad, right?
Includes ending promotion of Black-owned businesses following the murder of George Floyd, and ending goals including hiring and promotion of more women and racial minority groups. Target actually stepped up.
Isn't that literally racism?
Which activists say made the company's decision that much more shocking.
And many of us were stunned that Target, one of the companies that stepped forward in the aftermath of the Minneapolis police killing of George Floyd and helped to just make the decision that they were going to invest more in diversity, equity, and inclusion.
So bad. So delusional. That is what that is. That is delusional. You got a business to run. You can't have weird stuff going on and, on a table out in front of your Target store and have people go in and just clear the table and start screaming at managers because they're legit offended at the kinds of clothing items and the kind of things that are being exposed to children and, normal adults and, all this stuff. New lawsuit claims Target misled shareholders about the financial risks of DEI initiatives, and now billions are on the line. Target's ongoing DEI controversy just took a legal turn. Right-hand turn. Retail giant, along with CEO Brian Cornell and its current and former board members, is facing a class action lawsuit accusing them of misleading investors about the financial risks tied to the company's DEI initiatives. As we move through the year, it's no secret that cyber criminals are online and lurking, ready to pounce on unsuspecting Americans. I read news stories of innocent people being taken advantage of all the time. And that's why protecting your online privacy isn't just smart, it's necessary. And that's where Surfshark VPN comes in. Surfshark gives you the tools to shield your devices, block invasive ads, and encrypt your internet activity, keeping the bad guys out of your business. Think of a VPN as your online security system, whether you're browsing at home, using public Wi-Fi, or handling sensitive information. Surfshark wraps your data in a secure, private tunnel. It's like having a digital wall around your home, keeping hackers and snoopers locked out. Let's face it, privacy isn't just about security, it's about freedom. With Surfshark, you can access content from around the world without censorship and without big tech tracking your every move. Right now, Surfshark is offering an exclusive deal for News for Reasonable People listeners. Go to surfshark.com/reasonable for 4 extra months free. Don't wait. Protect your data, defend your privacy, and browse with confidence. And this is not just Target. Target has been pulling back on its DEI for a while. McDonald's, I mean, the list of companies that has literally just either put a halt on their DEI or rolled it back. I mean, you've got John Deere, you've got Tractor Supply Company, you've got Harley Davidson, you've got owning company of Jack Daniels. I want to say Charlie Daniels Band. God, Charlie Daniels is great back in the day. But anyway, you got a ton of big companies that have said, you know what? Maybe this DEI stuff is actually racist after all, and maybe it actually doesn't promote growth and everything that we said it would. Maybe it has some negative impact on shareholder equity. Weird, right? The rest of us have been looking and going, that's why we don't shop at Target anymore. I had this conversation with my girlfriend just the other day, and she said, I will not shop at Target anymore. Go there to get the Monster Trail Mix. It's a thing, right? But that's it. That is it. Just won't do Target because it's woke and it's going broke. Class action lawsuit filed by City of Riviera Beach Police Pension Fund in Florida. The Riviera Beach Police Pension Fund in Florida claims that Target issued false and misleading statements. Did they try and do a little cover up? Did they try and polish the turd of DEI? I think so. Regarding its DEI, environmental and social policies. ESG, right? And governance. According to Reuters, the shareholders filing also states that the company defrauded them into paying inflated stock prices and unknowingly supported leadership's misuse of investors' funds to serve political and social goals. Oh, shots fired. That's exactly what this is. And that is why so many of these big companies have been so quick. The minute Robbie Starbuck, he's a conservative activist, right? One of the good examples of activism. He looked sideways with his Twitter account, with his X account. He looked sideways at a big company and said, hey, I'm going to check you out. And you know what they do? Yep, just get rid of DEI left and right. They're just, tossing it out as fast as they can because they know they've got exposure for these kinds of policies. They're loser policies. Lawsuit also references Target controversial 2023 LGBTQ pride campaign. That's what got them put on the map. Target and Bud Light, with Dylan Mulvaney, just horrific results for Bud Light. Absolutely horrific. And it's because they've tried to go woke and they've gone broke and they're going broke. And now Target being sued. As previously reported by The Grill, the retailer found itself at the center of a culture war when it debuted its pride-themed merchandise, only to later pull select items after in-store confrontations raised safety concerns. People were so pissed off with all of that. And I'm not going to show that, but you know what it was. Bathing suits targeted at kids who were trans, maybe not trans. We don't really know. The marketing was just, what are you doing? Oh, I'm sorry. What? You doing what? Kids? What? Tucking their wiener into the bathing? What? You know what I mean? This, of course, sparked even more outrage, both from those who opposed the collection and those who felt betrayed by its removal. So Target getting caught in that crossfire, right? Just, are we coming? Are we going? We're not really sure. For more than a decade, Target has offered an assortment of products aimed at celebrating Pride Month. But they went too far, didn't they? Yeah, just had a bunch of weirdo stuff that nobody really needs. There's not a market for that. It was just absolute virtue signaling, and they ended up on the wrong end of the stick because of conscious choices in their life. What would happen if we went really woke here? And they listened to a bunch of really woke employees pitch these ideas, and this is going to be the greatest thing ever. We're just going to have so much pride. And then they didn't. And then their sales just Trump, just like Dylan Mulvaney, saying, I love Bud Light and March Madness. What sport is that? Is that the NFL? I'm not really sure. She's pretending to sip a Bud Light. I mean, it was just the most out of touch marketing that you could humanly come up with. It's just like, are you mentally challenged that you actually ran that ad campaign? Bud Light associated with a man who prances around and pretends to be a young woman, a girl? That's who's drinking Bud Light? I mean, so many things wrong with that, right? Since introducing this year's collection, we've experienced threats impacting our team members' sense of safety and well-being while at work. That is how much of a negative reaction this Pride collection had. Back in, what was that, 2022, I think? Maybe it was 2023. Given these volatile, it was 2023. Given these volatile circumstances, we are making adjustments to our plans. We're making adjustments, including removing items that have been at the center of the most significant confrontational behavior. You know what? You might as well have just had an enormous dildo out there on the, front table. That is actually something that's legit within, I think, a big percentage of, people's lives. Hey, look at the big dildo. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? I mean, it's got to have more of a market share than the weirdo stuff that Target came up with. And I'm not saying that we want to have sex toys at the front of a store, but I think it was more offensive for people, offensive for parents taking their kids in and going, why are you marketing this stuff to our children? What are you doing here? What do you got going? And investors, they're saying the same thing. What are you doing here? Our focus now is on moving forward with our continuing commitment to the LGBTQIA plus community and standing with them as we celebrate Pride Month and throughout the year. Despite its public statements, investors claim that the decision led to a significant decline in its stocks and that Target failed to disclose the backlash that caused Target's share to fall 22% on November 20th, 2024, wiping out about $15.7 billion of market value. $15.7 billion. And we wonder why there's a lawsuit. Huh, that's weird. I don't understand why they're suing. That's so strange. Lawsuit comes amid a broader corporate retreat from DEI. Yeah, you got Meta, you got McDonald's, you got everybody who's got, the only other company that's really doubling down on DEI is Costco. And I was kind of thinking about that. And for Costco, you're not having people fly planes. You're not having people build planes. You're not having people, do the whole carry people out of fires. These are all accusations of DEI policy has caused this to just go sideways. The forest fires in California wouldn't have happened if, Los Angeles Fire Department wouldn't have had these DEI policies. Some of that stuff just doesn't work. But Costco, you know what? DEI and Costco, it's probably not impacting them the way that other companies who actually need performance out of their employees at higher levels. Because think about what Costco does. It does some marketing, it's goods, it's a big, huge store, it's a worldwide corporation. But at the end of the day, you got a whole bunch of people in warehouses selling stuff to customers, scanning it, boxing it up. All that. I'm not knocking marketing and I'm not knocking Costco. I love Costco. I go to Costco. But in the Costco instance, they're not selling weird stuff. Target was. And that's why Target got basically Bud Lighted, right? So you've got Costco defending its DEI policies. That's great. That's excellent. And then, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, whatever, but this isn't the direction we're going because look at what Trump is doing. He is basically eliminating so much of that nonsense that was this, this misnomer that there's more than two sexes, this misnomer that everybody's gay and loves it. We're just not doing that anymore. We're going a different direction. There's only two sexes. Here's what we're doing. And that's what's happening. So and then you've got these activists on the other side that are basically throwing Target under the bus and saying they're rolling back our DEI. So you've got this real middle ground. And unfortunately, it's basically these big corporations' leadership kind of standing around going, good Lord, we just got rid of our DEI and now we're just being destroyed for doing just that. Well, that's the position you put yourself in when you've literally got a policy that causes $15.7 billion of market value. $15.7 billion. And then we wonder why, who was it? The Riviera police, City of Riviera Beach Police Pension Fund. You got a big pension fund. Pensions invest in stuff. They have to get returned back out, pay off their people over time and that kind of thing. And so these folks filing this lawsuit, yeah, it absolutely makes sense. I hope they win. And I hope Target retreats even further from their DEI policy, because this kind of puts in a spotlight for that split second in 2020 when all this stuff was the rage and all the rest of us kind of looked at it and went, what? This is literally this is going to be the greatest thing ever. This is just going to help America grow. And instead, how much was Target down again? I just love reading that number. How much was Target down? $15.7 billion. Oh yeah, $15.7 billion of market value. Wild stuff, right? I mean, you couldn't script this stuff. It's just so out there. And the rest of us looked in and we're like, what are you guys doing? This is absolutely absurd. The whole Pride thing and, so many other companies were like, God, greatest concept ever. It was like when Defund the Police came out. This is the greatest movement ever. This is going to be so great. We're going to help so many people. And then what happened? Crime skyrocketed to the moon. Just reading in Chicago that, criminal activity is up, violent crime and arrest is down. You've got a progressive mayor. You got a lunatic for a governor. It's no shocker that, citizens of Chicago are having a tough time because crime is going up. That is what happens. It's just like defund the police. Okay, game on. I guess crime does pay. Let's see how this goes. If I get arrested, even if I get arrested, I'm not going to do much time. And that's the hardcore reality. Same thing with Target. They got caught with their, hand in the cookie jar. Now let's just try this DEI policy out. Let's just try a little marketing here. Did not go well. And I'm glad because I think these policies are an absolute waste of time and they are literally racist. So, that being said, thanks for being here. Catch up with you in the next one. Bye for now.